Hi and welcome. I'm artist Marty Wisher. I am going to take you through a tour of a home that I painted with all different sorts of oxidized faux finishes throughout the home. The first thing that you'll see in the home when you come in, of course, is the entryway. And the entryway as well as the dining room ceilings were both done in the same type of treatments. We started out by applying a texture to the ceiling since the ceilings were originally a flat and we wanted to have dimension to it. After that, there's a base coat that's put on in preparatory of the metallic paints. A metallic paint is then applied, and then once that is dry, a copper foil was laid on top of the metallic paint. And then the last step was to take the Verdigris finishes in light green, dark green, and blue, add a little bit of texture to them, and then trowel that on top. And the finish, of course, is absolutely stunning. It does take a little bit of patience because each step will need to dry before you can move on to the next one. But in the daylight, you can see the delightful colors of the blue and the green coming through. And then at night, when the light is turned on in the entryway, the copper foils and metallics that are underneath it twinkle. Also in the entry is a niche. I did a copper faux finish that complements the ceiling as well as the customer's own artwork. As I mentioned in the dining room, the ceiling treatment is the same as in the entry, and then the colors are brought down onto the walls. 3 of the walls are done in Hazel by Valspar, and then one feature wall in the dining room is done with Sunset, also by Valspar. That same color is then used in a little hall that's just across from the dining room, and you kind of a little extra feature as you enter into the rest of the home. Before you enter into the rest of the main body of the home, there is a guest powder bath. This room probably took the longest, and that's because of the design on the wall. It is done in a marquee, and it's not done with a tape-off marquee. An artist is going to understand what that means. In this case, the walls were actually faux finished in a soft green and a cream that was allowed to dry, and then measured out the marquee, and then the marquee lines are actually done in a metallic copper. At the center of every other cross point of the marquee is a dot or a marble actually, and those marbles actually came from the customer's own artwork that is then featured in the bathroom that was created by an artist, and everything on the inside of that painting has a specific meaning either to the artist or to the homeowner. So this was sort of a very personalized, if you will, bathroom. It was a lot of fun to do. Again, this one took a lot of patience, but the end result is absolutely delightful. In Florida, we're known for our open floor planning, but that also means it's crucial that everything flows together. So your wall colors actually need to coordinate as you move from one section to the next, since there are not going to be any wall partitions dividing the rooms. The kitchen feature section is done in a color match that will complement one of the colors that is up on the ceiling, and the ceiling is an absolute breathtaking ceiling. It is probably to date one of my most favorite that I have ever painted. It is a series of metallic paints done in coppers and bronzes. Then the oxidized finishes that were used actually troweled on into the dining room and the entry were painted onto this, and then it was veined. And although the photos don't quite show it, there is a little glimmer of additional metallic that comes through those veins. And then that complements the feature wall where the television is at. This is an oxidized paint. It is a reactive paint. If you are an artist, you know how much fun this is and kind of a little toxic it can be. So if you are working with an oxidized reactive paint, you need to make sure that everything is open so you have plenty of airflow while you are spraying on the finishes. The master bedroom is absolutely drop dead gorgeous. The ceiling is a metallic finish in a deep peacock blue. At the edges of the tray ceiling, it is done in more of a deep bronze, and those colors were inspired from the cover that was on the bed. Originally, the request was to do the ceiling and a complementary sidewall color, and then later on, I got a call back and they asked about the Hope Chest. I go, well, you do furniture as well, right? So I did. And you will actually find this one in the Swan Studios blog section called How It Was Done. And I will walk you in that article step by step how the finishes were actually put onto the Hope Chest so that it has that, again, reactive oxidized metallic paint along with a reactive rust color paint. And at the end, it looks like this has just been around for ages, maybe even under the sea. It's breathtaking, and it certainly was a perfect complement to the rest of the bedroom. I hope you've enjoyed this tour of this stunning home here in Southwest Florida, and I'll see you on the next tour.